Here's your story, packed with human drama and nighttime taxi vibes, all in a realistic style for an American audience. The Wife Who Wasn't Home. It was 2 a.m. in Brooklyn, the streets quiet except for the occasional rumble of a delivery truck. I just swung by JFK, picking up stragglers from the red eye, when he climbed in, 40s, suit wrinkled like he'd slept in it, tie hanging loose around his neck. He tossed a carry-on onto the back seat and slid in beside it, grinning ear to ear. "Bay Ridge, quick," he said, voice buzzing with that tired but happy edge. "Haven't seen my wife in 2 weeks, gonna surprise her." I flipped the meter and merged onto the Belt Parkway, the city skyline fading behind us. He was chatty right off the bat, the kind of guy who fills silence like it's his job. "Been in Chicago, closing a deal," he said, loosening his tie more. "She's my rock, you know. Keeps the home fires burning. Probably asleep in our bed right now, curled up with that ugly quilt her mom made." He laughed, soft and warm, like he could picture it clear as day. I nodded along, half smiling. Guy was smitten, and it was kinda sweet. He kept going, spilling stories, how they met at a deli in Park Slope, how she burned the turkey their first Thanksgiving but he ate it anyway. 10 years married, he said, tapping his ring against the seat. "Can't wait to see her face when I walk in." I grunted a nice here and there, letting him ramble as we rolled through the dark, streetlights flickering over his grin. We hit Bay Ridge 20 minutes later, pulling up to a tidy brownstone on a quiet block, shutters closed, lights off, not a glow in sight. "Home sweet home," he said, grabbing his bag. He fished out his phone, dialed her up, and put it on speaker, ringing, then voicemail. "Hey, babe, guess who's back," he said, still smiling, though it tightened a little. "Probably dead asleep," he muttered, pocketing the phone. "I'll just let myself in." I idled there, ready to call it a fare, when the neighbor stumbled out, a guy in a bathrobe, clutching a beer can, swaying like he'd been at it all night. He squinted at us, then waved sloppy. "Oh, you're back," he slurred, loud enough to wake the block. "Didn't expect you till tomorrow. Your wife's been at that guy's place up the street all week, you know, the one with the Mustang. Saw her car there again tonight." The air in the cab went still. My passenger's face dropped, grin gone, eyes wide, like someone had yanked the ground out from under him. He stood there, bag slipping to the pavement, staring at the neighbor. "What did you say?" he asked, voice low, but the guy just shrugged, took a swig, and shuffled back inside, oblivious. I shifted in my seat, awkward as hell, watching him process it. He turned back to me, slow, like he was moving through mud. "Drive me to a bar instead," he said, flat and quiet, climbing back in. I didn't ask questions, just pulled out, headed for a dive I knew on 4th Avenue. He didn't talk this time, just stared at his left hand, spinning that gold band around his finger like it weighed a ton. Halfway there, he dug out a $10 bill, handed it over, barely covered the ride, and muttered, "Thanks, man." I dropped him at the bar, a dim joint with a flickering, open, sign. He got out, suit sagging on him now, and walked inside without a backward glance. I sat there a minute, meter off, replaying it, the joy in his voice, the neighbor's drunken bomb, that ring he couldn't stop touching. Felt like I'd driven him straight into a wall he didn't see coming. I pocketed the 10 and headed home, wondering if he'd ever go back to that brownstone, or if he'd just keep spinning that ring till it wore out. Every journey comes to an end, but the stories never stop. If you enjoyed this, please like, subscribe and join us on new journeys. There are many more incredible stories of life behind the wheel to come.